Submerged pyramids. Ancient structures beneath the ocean vast, dark, and largely unexplored. Covers more than 70% of our planet. Beneath its rolling waves lie worlds we've barely begun to uncover. Mountains taller than Everest, valleys deeper than the Grand Canyon, and perhaps even the remains of civilizations long forgotten. For centuries, the idea of sunken cities and underwater pyramids has haunted human imagination. Tales of Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu whispered through ancient texts and explorers' journals. Most dismiss them as myths. But what if there's more truth hidden beneath the tides than we dare to admit? This is the story of submerged pyramids, colossal structures found beneath the seas across the world, challenging our understanding of ancient history, technology, and the origins of civilization itself. The ocean's secrets, every year. Explorers and marine archaeologists uncover something that shakes the foundations of what we think we know about the past. Off the coasts of Japan, Cuba, India, and even the Mediterranean, enormous stone formations lie beneath the waves, arranged in ways that seem far too deliberate to be natural. The first question anyone asks is simple: are they man-made, or the work of nature? The second question is far more unsettling. If humans built them, woe verite, and how long ago? The ocean is a ruthless keeper of secrets. Rising sea levels after the last ice age swallowed countless coastal settlements. Between 12 and 15,000 years ago, as the glaciers melted, the seas rose by over 400 feet. Entire landscapes disappeared beneath the waves. Villages, forests, and possibly even monumental cities. What remains today are fragmented clues scattered along the ocean floor. Remnants that might rewrite the story of human civilization. Yonaguni. Japan's underwater pyramid. Our journey begins off the coast of Yonaguni Island, Japan's southernmost tip. In 1986, a diver named Kiharatik was exploring local waters when he stumbled upon something extraordinary. A massive stone formation that looked nothing like the surrounding seabed. At first, he thought it was a natural formation, but as he swam closer, the shapes became more defined. Giant terraces, flat platforms, and even what appeared to be a staircase leading to the summit of a pyramid. News of the discovery spread fast. Soon, geologists and archaeologists arrived to study what became known as the Yonaguni Monument, a megalithic structure rising nearly 80 feet from the ocean floor. The monument's precision stunned experts. Sharp right angles, geometric walls, and what seemed to be carved steps. Some divers claimed to see symbols etched into the stone. Others pointed to what looked like roadways and courtyards. One marine geologist, Professor Maseki Kimura, spent decades studying Yonaguni. He concluded that the formation wasn't natural. It was a 10,000-year-old city, submerged when rising seas swallowed it after the Ice Age. He even suggested it might be part of the legendary Mu civilization, an advanced culture said to have vanished beneath the Pacific, but not everyone agrees. Critics argue the rock could have fractured naturally through tectonic activity, forming those clean angles by chance. Yet the sheer scale and order of Yonaguni leave room for doubt. Could nature truly sculpt such perfection? When viewed from above, the structure resembles a stepped pyramid, eerily similar to those in ancient Egypt and Central America. Could it be coincidence, or evidence of a shared ancient knowledge spanning continents? Cuba's underwater city thousands of miles away. Another mystery rests beneath the Caribbean Sea. In 2001, marine engineer Paulina Zaletsky and her husband Paul Weinsweg were conducting sonar mapping off the coast of Cuba's Guano Capes Peninsula. Their mission was simple: to survey the seafloor. What they found was anything but ordinary. Their sonar detected massive symmetrical shapes, pyramids, circular structures, and what looked like roads laid out in a grid pattern. Intrigued, they sent down remotely operated vehicles to capture video. What came back were blurred but astonishing images. What appeared to be stone blocks, massive monoliths, and pyramid-like formations resting nearly 2,000 feet below the surface. If the structures were truly man-made, they would date back over 10,000 years, before any known civilization had developed the means to build such architecture. The Cuban government immediately restricted access, and to this day, much of the data remains classified. Skeptics dismiss the findings as natural formations or sonar misinterpretations, but others, including independent researchers, insist the evidence suggests a sophisticated, planned city. Could it be that an ancient civilization thrived here, only to vanish when the seas rose? Some have linked the site to Atlantis, the fabled island described by Plato that sank beneath the waves in a single day and night of misfortune. Atlantis or not, the Cuban underwater ruins remind us how little we truly know about the world that lies beneath our oceans. India's drowned cities on the opposite side of the world. Along the coast of Gujarat, India, the Gulf of Kamhut hides another enigma. In 2001, the National Institute of Ocean Technology discovered geometric structures stretching across miles of seabed. Using side-scan sonar, they mapped out what appeared to be walls, platforms, and rectangular foundations. Artifacts recovered from the site, pottery fragments, tools, and even fossilized wood were dated to around 9,000 years ago. That's older than Egypt, Sumer, or the Indus Valley civilization. For India, this discovery carried profound cultural weight. The submerged ruins seem to align with ancient Hindu legends of Dwarka, the legendary city of Lord Krishna that was said to have sunk beneath the sea after his death. Archaeologists found evidence of streets, pillars, and harbor structures, suggesting an advanced coastal civilization. Divers describe massive stone blocks that looked carved and arranged in deliberate patterns. If these findings hold true, the Gulf of Kamhat might represent the earliest known urban settlement on Earth. A reminder that our ancestors may have achieved far more than we've imagined. Pyramids beneath the Mediterranean, closer to Europe. The Mediterranean Sea also holds its secrets. In 2013, divers near the island of Sicily discovered a giant monolith lying 130 feet below the surface. It stood nearly 40 feet tall and weighed an estimated 15 tons. Scientists determined it had been cut and shaped by human hands over 9,000 years ago, when the area was still dry land. Elsewhere, near Malta, divers have found structures eerily similar to the island's famous above-ground megalithic temples. These underwater ruins feature blocks arranged in circular patterns, leading some to believe they were part of an older temple complex, submerged as the sea levels rose. If true, these Mediterranean discoveries suggest that the Neolithic peoples of the region were building monumental architecture long before recorded history began. Why pyramids? The question that ties all these discoveries together is simple. Why pyramids? From Egypt to Mexico, from the Pacific to the Indian Ocean, ancient cultures built pyramids. It's one of humanity's oldest and most universal architectural forms. Some archaeologists explain this as convergence. Different societies finding similar solutions to structural stability. A pyramid, after all, is a shape that withstands gravity and time. But others see a deeper mystery, a shared ancestral memory, perhaps even contact between ancient cultures long before we believed such contact was possible. If the submerged pyramids are real, truly the work of human hands, then they suggest a lost age of maritime civilization, one capable of building on a monumental scale thousands of years before history officially began. The science behind the mystery modern marine archaeology combines sonar imaging, submersible drones, and 3D mapping to reconstruct these underwater worlds. Each discovery adds another piece to the puzzle. At Yonaguni, sonar scans show geometric terraces. In Cuba, grid-like city plans. In India, buried river channels and harbors. These findings hint at a truth we can ignore. The coasts we know today were once the centers of thriving prehistoric cultures. Geologists confirm that during the Ice Age, sea levels were hundreds of feet lower. Massive glacial melt around 10,000 BCE would have drowned coastal settlements worldwide. If humanity had achieved an early form of civilization before that event, most of its evidence would now rest beneath the ocean floor. It is estimated that over 20 million square miles of potential archaeological sites are now underwater, an entire lost chapter of human history. Legends of flood and memory. Nearly every ancient culture preserves a story of a great flood. The Epic of Gilgamesh tells of a deluge that wiped out humanity. The Bible speaks of Noah. The Hindu Puranas tell of Manu, the first man saved from a flood by the gods. In the Americas, the Maya and Aztec recount floods that ended past ages of the world. What if these weren't myths, but cultural memories? Retellings of real events from the end of the last ice age, when rising waters erased early coastal civilizations. If so, The submerged pyramids might be the physical echoes of those stories, monuments built before disaster struck, now lying silently beneath the waves as witnesses of forgotten epics. A hidden global network. When researchers overlay maps of submerged pyramid sites, a fascinating pattern emerges. Many lie near ancient trade routes or tectonic boundaries, places that once connected cultures across oceans. Some theorists suggest these underwater ruins might represent a global network of early civilizations, sharing knowledge of astronomy, geometry, and engineering. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious, the idea isn't entirely far-fetched. Ancient peoples were capable navigators. Polynesians crossed the Pacific. Egyptians traded along the Red Sea. The Indus merchants reached Mesopotamia. The possibility of early global contact, while controversial, is gaining new attention as discoveries accumulate. Modern exploration and the future today. Technology is finally catching up with myth. Autonomous underwater vehicles can map the seafloor with incredible precision. AI-driven models can detect geometric anomalies hidden under sediment. Satellite radar even penetrates shallow waters to reveal long-buried coastlines. Researchers from Japan to India, Italy to the Caribbean are working together to piece together the story of submerged civilizations. Each year, new discoveries hint that we're only scratching the surface, quite literally, of a vast, hidden world. Future expeditions aim to use LiDAR and deep ocean drones to confirm whether these formations truly bear the marks of human craftsmanship. If even one of these sites is proven to be man-made and dates back beyond 10,000 BCE, history will need to be The silence of the deep. Imagine walking through a city that once bustled with life. Merchants trading in stone courtyards, children playing near temple steps, priests offering prayers under the rising sun. Now imagine that same city silent, its towers and pyramids draped in coral, its streets home only to the currents, and the fish that drift between them. That is the haunting beauty of the ocean's ruins. Echoes of lives long gone, preserved in stillness. The sea doesn't destroy history, it hides. Italiano. And sometimes, when the light hits just right, it lets us glimpse its secrets. The mystery remains. Skeptics warn us not to leap to conclusions. Many underwater pyramids could indeed be geological. Yet, the possibility that even a few are remnants of lost civilizations remains tantalizing. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. Natural formations shaped and used by humans, or ancient ruins, now eroded beyond recognition. But one thing is certain. Our planet's past is far older and far more mysterious than we've been taught. Beneath the waves lie the untold stories of our ancestors, builders, dreamers, and explorers whose cities now sleep beneath the ocean. Conclusion. The Forgotten Builders, the story of submerged pyramids, isn't just about lost architecture. It's about memory, humanity's fragile connection to its own origins. Every discovery beneath the sea reminds us that history is not a straight line but a circle, one that sometimes loops back to reveal how much we've forgotten. Perhaps one day, we'll unlock the secrets of these underwater monuments, not just to prove they exist, but to understand who we truly are. Because beneath the silence of the deep, the stones are still whispering, and they are waiting for us to listen.